everybody, welcome back to CC and Lulu. We have such a fun video for you today. If you're an American Girl doll lover or 18-inch girl doll lover, today we are going to make these adorable 3-layer sponge cakes for your doll. Would you like a piece?
Why, yes I would. Ooh.
It's a rainbow cake. Isn't that pretty?
So pretty for the springtime around Easter. It's so cute. So let's go over all the supplies you'll need to make this cake yourself.
To begin with your cake, the first thing you need are sponges. Now these were really thick. I got them off of Amazon, but I took my trusty electric knife, that's the best way to cut these sponges, and I just cut them down this way so that I got like 3 pieces out of one sponge. And I used these 3 colors, yellow, green, and pink. Next, for the frosting, you need spackling. Now you can get this in the hardware section or the paint section. I got it at Walmart. And it is the lightweight spackle. You have to make sure it says lightweight, and it's real whippy, just like frosting. And to get the different colors of frosting, you'll use acrylic paint to dye the frosting. You'll put your spackle in a container, put a little paint in it, and stir it up until you get the color that you want. You can add more paint as you go. This is our electric knife that we use for carving our turkey on Thanksgiving or a ham, but it really does work well. Now after I finish the cake, I use the electric knife to slice a piece out of it to put on the plate.
This is optional. You don't have to have this, but it works great. Their mosaic appetizer set comes with plates and bowls and also silverware, and all of it fits perfectly with the American Girl doll size or 18-inch size. You may recognize this from our interchangeable food that we posted a couple weeks ago. We used some of the bowls and the spoons from here and forks, so there's so many different options with this. It really works great for the American Girl doll size.
Now the size of the cake, I just took a teacup that I use and put it on here and used my black marker and just traced around the cup, and that made the perfect size cake for it. And it got on the cup, but it just washed right off because it's a glazed ceramic. So that worked out really well.
You'll also need your trusty hot glue gun. We love this thing. And last but not least, you want some embellishments. These are just stickers that we found at Walmart actually, and they have some pretty butterflies for springtime. And these pearl strips. So whatever themed embellishments you want, you could make a Christmas cake, you can make a birthday cake, you can make so many different cakes, really. But we are doing a spring themed cake. And also you'll need some extra fine glitter. This is a white iridescent color. And after you frost the outside of the cake, while the spackling is still wet, you want to sprinkle on some of this glitter all over the sides and the top and just really make it sparkle.
So let's get baking.
Now to begin your cake, you want to take your teacup and place it on your sponge and take a Sharpie and outline the outer rim. There we have our rim, and we're going to just take some scissors and trace our Sharpie mark and cut it out. So now that I have my first circle cut out, I'm going to repeat the same step for my next 2 colors.
Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my spackling, and you want to make sure it says lightweight spackling. And this stuff has the exact consistency of a light, fluffy frosting. So that really is handy. So what I did was, I want my cake to have some bright, fun colors. So I'm going to use 1 layer of yellow between the green and pink, and 1 layer of this spring green between the pink and the yellow. You want to use plastic that you can throw away afterwards because you're not going to be able to use this with food. But you just want several tablespoons, just enough to make 1 layer. I'm going to spoon it on there and spread it around. You want a pretty thick layer. So it'll really show. When you cut a piece out of your cake, you'll be able to see these bright, fun colors. And as far as the paint, I just kept mixing it until I got some fun, bright color, however intense you want it, is how much you'll put in. Now, if your sponges are a little bit off, like my pink is a little bit thicker on this side and a little bit thinner on this side, so you can add a little bit more spackle on that side, and it will make it rise a little bit. Now on this one, I'm going to put the green. This, because you want it to be smooth across the top. You don't want it to be tilted. And I'm just going to take my spoon and kind of go around the edge and get the excess. Now I let this dry overnight before I ice it. If it's a little bit messy on the outside, that's okay, because your other frosting on the outside is going to cover it. It'll dry lumpy. You don't want lumps. So you want to make sure it's smooth. There, I think that looks pretty even. Okay, I took my spackling out of the container and mixed it with some of the pink, pretty pink acrylic paint. And you just start out with a little and stir it up and see how bright you want it to be. Okay, so now that this has dried, the frosting in between the layers, I'm going to use my pink frosting. Now you want to do the sides first so you can hang on to the top and the bottom as you spin it around. It spreads just like frosting off a can, really. And it takes a bit. Now once you get the sides iced how you want it to be, and it's okay if it's a little bit rough, that's how a regular cake is. I would sprinkle some of the glitter on the sides of the cake because it's harder to do when it's hard to get on the sides when it's sitting down flat. Okay, then we will set it down and frost the top. And it takes a bit. And if your cake is a little bit lopsided, like higher on one side than the other, that's okay. Just put a little more frosting on that side so that it's even all the way across. And now I'm going to put some glitter on the top. And I like a lot of glitter. The glitzier the better. And now I would let this dry. It takes a while for the spackling to dry. I would let it dry overnight.
So now I'm going to show you how to put the cake on your fork. So you want the colors on your fork to correspond with the same color order that's in your cake. So it looks like it's really a scoop right out of your cake. So I have my plain fork here, and to begin, we're going to take some of our pink frosting, not too much, and just kind of put a glob on there. And you want a pretty decent glob of your pink frosting on here because that is what is going to hold the cake part onto the fork. And here I just cut out really tiny pieces of the sponges. So now I'm going to take my green sponge, and I have my yellow frosting here, and I'm just going to scoop some of the frosting on it. So now that I have my green sponge with the yellow frosting, I'm going to attach the pink one to it. And now I'm going to take my yellow sponge and dip it in my green frosting. And now I'm going to attach that to the pink. And there we have our little tiny mini bite of cake. And now I'm going to take my little bite of cake and just press it into the pink frosting here, or spackling. Just make sure that it's all really kind of in there nice so that it stays, and there you have it. Your fork with a bite ready to eat. So now for our embellishments, I'm going to put the pearl trim on right now with some hot glue. I'll do that first, and then we will cut our slice of cake, and then we will put the top embellishments on. I'm going to take my strand of pearls. I'm going to actually put the hot glue on the cake where I want it to lie, right on the side. Now these pearl stickers already have adhesive on them, so they are a little bit sticky, but not super sticky, and they wouldn't really hold on here as well as we'd like. So we are going to hot glue them to really ensure that they will stay.
Okay, so the pearl embellishments have dried. So now this is the time to cut your slice out of here. You don't want to put the stuff on top yet because you want to make sure you get that slice out of there, and then you can figure out where you want the top embellishments. Now kids, if you're making one of these, this is something you have to have your parent do. And if you don't have an electric knife, I think just a regular like bread knife would probably work. I don't know, I haven't tried that. But kids, you should not use an electric knife by yourself. Okay, here we go. There you have a slice of cake. Isn't that fun?
So now that my supervising parent has cut out my slice of cake, I am going to finish up with my fun embellishments for the top, my stickers. These are butterflies and flowers. There's fun girly colors. So I'm going to take this bigger butterfly and put some hot glue on it. Kind of hold it there for a minute to make sure that it dries kind of flat on there. And there's our first butterfly. So I'm gonna put a few more on here and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. So here's my finished cake and my slice that comes out.
So we actually made 4 of these for our 4 precious little girlies. Aren't they cute? We think they're so fun and
Yes.
so pretty. I'm sure that these 3-layered sponge cakes will be a big hit.
You can use any color sponges, any color frosting, so many different embellishments. The possibilities are endless for how many different cakes you can make. We'd love to see your recreations if you do make one, and tag us on Instagram or Facebook on the picture of your cake. We'd love to see them. So thanks for watching, all you priceless beauties. We will see you soon with another fun video shortly. Have a great day.
Bye.